Let's explore the old dinosaur, Bitcoin. Alright, we are looking at the daily chart for Bitcoin, and the data I have is to 5:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on January the 9th. Man, seriously, I cannot believe that I actually got up this early just to look at the chart for this old turkey and to do an update video. So by the time you guys get up, there's something to watch. So come on, show me some appreciation. Don't be so stingy. Click that like button and leave a super duper nice comments about this video. And for those who are not my subscriber, or what I call is freeloader, I'm just kidding. Click that subscribe button, because why would anyone wants to stay as a freeloader when you could easily become a proud member of Vietmaxim for free? Alright, too much with that nonsense. Let's get back to the serious part of this video, which is looking at this chart. What I like to do is zero in on the past week. So 5 days ago, this old turkey had a minor heart attack. And then after that, the following 2 days, we saw the price continue to trend lower. Yesterday's, even though the price pretty much remained the same, meaning closing and openings are very much equal. But that was a great sign. Why? Because this spinning top indicates the selling pressure and the buying support are pretty much equal. It's telling us that there is a good possibility that the Dow trend is definitely slowing down. And what's really good is when the price dropped and retest yesterday's low, buy step in and push it up. It is an indication that at least for yesterday, buyer are committed to prevent the price from drop below the prior day's low. And so far today, if we look at the shape of this candle, it is very similar to yesterday's. The opening price and the current price are very much the same. So again, we are seeing this tug of war between sellers and buyer. Buyer is definitely working hard to prevent the seller from driving the price down. And at the same time, seller is also working hard to prevent buyer from pushing the price up. Right now, it is about 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The closing of today's trading session will end at around 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So there will be few more hours. But let's assume that somehow that Bitcoin closed exactly like what we see here. Then this is a very good sign, because it is definitely telling us that this significant selling pressure is slowing down, and now buyers are stepping in. So we are seeing from this massive drop in price, it is turning to more of a stabilizing phase. And very soon, I would say within the next day or two, we will see whether or not seller could win this tug of war by pushing the price lower, or buyer could potentially win and then push the price up. So when we have this sort of like spinning top, it's great, but it does not automatically mean that the price would trend up right away. Example, price was trending down. Then we had this two spinning top. And after that, seller applied this massive selling pressure and drove the price lower. Whereas the spinning top we see at this point is opposite with this, because at this point, buyers pretty much took over and they drove the price up. So it's really important for us to wait for a confirmation signal. So this is like a confirmation signal. A green candle after the spinning top confirm this sort of like reversal. At the same time, when we see this here, there is a red candle after these two guys. Definitely confirm that the price will continue to trend lower. So right now, it's looking great, but we still need to wait for a confirmation signal. But regardless, having these two spinning tops give me the warm and fuzzy feeling that there is a very high probability that we will not see this sort of like a major breakdown. Alright, so let's see how Bitcoin would likely perform within the next 24 hours. Let's look at Bitcoin on this 1 hour chart. We had this breakdown or flash crash, and after that, the price continued to trend following this downward channel. Yesterday, it finally broke out and cross over the resistance of this downward channel. Try to retest this prior high at 42.2, get rejected. Then seller drove the price down, and then the price re-enter this downward channel. But the minute it tested this prior high at 40,500, buyers stepped in on strong buying volume, and they drove the price up. And again, Bitcoin crossed over the resistance of this downward channel, ran up, retest 42.2 again, got rejected. So right now we are seeing Bitcoin is trading sideways, and so far it seemed to have support right at this prior high around 41.3. Every time when it dipped to that level, it bounced up. Dip to this level, bounce up. Dip to this level, now we see this green candle. Looks like it is ready to bounce up. So these are a couple scenarios that we are looking at. If Bitcoin can hold support at this level and bounce up, then we could potentially have an inverted head and shoulder. And if Bitcoin can cross over this neckline, which is at 42.2, then we are looking at the technical target for Bitcoin would be at about 44,000. Let's say if this does not hold support, and if the price were to break down, very likely that we would see support at 40,500. And if Bitcoin bounces up from this point, then we are looking at the possibility for a triple bottom. This is the bottom, top, bottom, top, bottom, and the price could run up and retest this prior high. And then the technical target should take it to about the same, which is about 44,000. So here is what I think. If Bitcoin can hold this support, then there's a very good possibility that within the next couple of days, we could potentially see Bitcoin run up to about 44,000. If the price were to break down and retest the 40,500, then that is telling us that the selling pressure is still significant. We could likely see Bitcoin bounce off this sort of like bottom top at least for a few more days before we could see Bitcoin able to cross over this prior high at 42.2. So for the next 24 hours, I believe that Bitcoin would likely stay within this tight trading range of 45 and 42.2. Go back to the daily chart. There's no doubt Bitcoin is still looking very ugly, but it is definitely making progress. We need to make sure that Bitcoin does not close lower than yesterday's low. Preferably stay just like the way it is. That would mean that it is making the right step and the price is stabilizing. Hopefully the next few days we could see Bitcoin break out of the 42.2 and start to trend up. That's it for this video, and don't forget to click that like button and reward me with a like if you appreciate the content that I'm presenting. Also, if you are new to my channel, don't forget to click that subscribe button and subscribe, and make sure you turn notification on. And if you have Twitter, make sure you follow me at Vietmaxim, because I provide constant update on all of our favorite cryptos.